if instead of making guns like this, you made them like this? This is a three-dimensional printer, and emerging from that milky bath is the biggest revolution in firearm manufacture since the industrial age. Behind it all is a 25-year-old law student named Cody Wilson.
Inside this build area is a bunch of resin, and we use a laser. It cures the top layer of this resin layer by layer until you get something that looks like this.
Wilson, who lives in Austin, Texas, is the controversial leader of a movement he's dubbed Wiki Weapon.
You can do everything that we're doing on open source software with open source platforms.
Plastic gun parts, built from the bottom up, that actually work. Wilson is on his way towards making the first disappearing AR-15.
Is your goal to design a gun specifically that can't be detectable at airport x-ray machines?
I'm reaching out from a more abstract sense. I don't think guns should be observable in commerce. I don't think there should be registries of them. I don't think they can or should be monitored and observed in this traditional sense that we're becoming comfortable with.
He's not there yet, but piece by piece, his goal is to perfect a do-it-yourself AR, based on designs you can download from his website and create on an $800 3D printer at home.
So what's the goal?
The goal is to create contempt for the state.
Wilson is a self-described anarchist. He envisions a society without any government oversight of guns at all.
You're doing this, essentially, to thumb your nose at the government.
We know so much that this government doesn't want right now the AR-15 in people's hands. It hates the idea, at least in theory, of gun violence. It's doing everything it can to at least simulate the idea that it has it under control. We like to demonstrate that no, not only does it not have it under control, it's losing control every day.
He's been named one of Wired Magazine's 15 most dangerous people in the world.
Wilson has placed himself in the eye of the gun control storm by making 30-round magazines and another key component, the lower receiver. In the normal manufacturing process, it's the only part of the AR-15 that bears a serial number and is traceable.
Is your goal, then, to get around the federal tracing and serial number process?
Of course.
So you would make this, the receiver, you could make this, and everything else to build an AR-15 could be bought with widely available, relatively inexpensive commercial parts.
Everything else is online, it's unserialized.
Under federal law, making a gun for personal use is legal. Wilson's project could make high-capacity firepower more accessible for anyone and everyone, regardless of age or background.
There is no question this helps you evade a background check. Yeah, this makes it easier for you to get a gun.
What does the ATF think about you?
I think the ATF at first didn't know what to think about me, but they recognize that we're at least trying, good faith, to stay on the right side of the law. I think they're one of our allies right now.
Allies? Not according to the chief of the ATF's gun tracing center, Charles Hauser.
I think it's a serious problem.
Hauser's worried about the proliferation of ghost guns, AR-15 components printed out in private basements.
The only necessity I can think of for building that gun is we want an untraceable gun from the get-go. We're not trying to get a gun for some legitimate purpose. Because why not just go to the store and buy one then? Maybe we're prohibited from having a gun, or we want an untraceable firearm. Why? Criminal intent.
Do you advocate violence?
I don't advocate violence, no. Not for violence's sake, right? But I advocate that you should be free to have that choice to use it.
The jury's still out on Cody Wilson and the Pandora's box he's prying open. Is this just a modest evolution in gun manufacture or a game-changing threat to the very notion of gun control?
Somebody prints out your design for this on the internet, they buy the components, they make a fully functioning AR-15, and they go on a killing spree.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It'll make me feel bad, right? But at the same time, look, just because, and we said it, because bad things happen, doesn't mean I lose my rights. And I'm willing to defend those rights pretty vigorously. And I'm willing to say, yeah, okay, bad things are going to happen.
If Cody Wilson is right, sometime, somewhere in America, another gunman will put the AR-15 in the headlines again.